Ever feel like life is moving at full speed and you're just trying to keep up? As a mum of 2 boys, I know that feeling well. Life can be wonderfully full and sometimes overwhelming. Over the years, I've tried all kinds of strategies to feel more balanced. And I've learned that it's not the big sweeping changes that make the biggest impact. Instead, it's the small intentional shifts that bring more calm, presence, and connection to my day. I'm Soza Akor, and today I'm sharing 6 practical, realistic steps that help me feel grounded and connected no matter how busy life gets. Let's dive in. Idea number 1, embrace a morning routine reset. Research supports that consistent morning routines, however simple they are, can set a positive tone for the day and reduce stress. In fact, a study by Harvard University found that incorporating mindfulness or gratitude into your morning can improve mood throughout the whole day, even when intentional morning habits are short and flexible. My take on it is that instead of following a perfect morning checklist that's romanticized, one where I might feel pressured to fit in journaling, exercise, meditation, a skin routine, and a long list of other tasks, a morning routine reset is about letting go of those rigid expectations. It's about choosing 1 or 2 things that feel grounding that day, allowing myself the flexibility to adapt to whatever the morning brings. And with a toddler, that's always different. For me, my mornings have shifted a lot over the years, and I've learned that what matters most is having a toolkit I can draw from depending on what I need. With 2 little ones, especially with co-sleeping, my mornings look completely different now than they did before in the past. In the past, I'd feel let down if I couldn't complete every part of my set routine, as if I'd already fallen behind or fallen short of my plans for the day. But with a reset approach, I get to start each day fresh, letting myself pick and choose based on what feels most grounding in that moment. It's about giving myself some grace. Some days it's 10 minutes of yoga or a quick journal entry. Other days it's just a quiet coffee. And this reset approach keeps my mornings adaptable and supportive no matter what life looks like. Starting my day this way not only grounds me, but it reminds me that there's space for me alongside all the other roles I play. Idea number 2, practice the 2-minute rule. Most of us have probably heard of the 2-minute rule from David Allen's Getting Things Done. The idea is simple. If a task can be done in 2 minutes or less, like putting something away or replying to a quick message, handling it right away helps clear mental space. But here's what I've learned from using it. The rule isn't a one-size-fits-all. If I'm spending time with my kids, I won't open up my emails, even for a quick message, because emails and messages often lead to lingering distractions that pull me out of family time. And during focused work sessions, I avoid just checking messages for the same reason. A single email or message can derail my attention from the bigger tasks or the tasks I'm trying to focus on right now. Instead, I save the 2-minute rule for truly simple tasks that won't disrupt my focus at all, like putting an item back, or jotting down a reminder on my calendar, or adding something to the shopping list. Doing these small tasks help keep my home organized, ensures that the calendar items are always noted, and means my shopping list is ready whenever I need it. This way, I tackle small to-dos without sacrificing what matters most, whether that's my kids or a work project. Idea 3, integrate seasonal living. Living in tune with the seasons isn't just tradition. It's actually backed by research. Connecting with nature, or what some researchers call biophilic design, has been shown to boost well-being. Here's something I find fascinating. Simply being outdoors and noticing nature's changes can lower stress and bring us mental clarity. Some studies even show that a short walk in nature can reduce the stress hormone cortisol and make us feel more present. So I love bringing this idea into my family's routine. When we go for a walk with my kids and my dog, we make a point to notice what's different. Autumn leaves changing colors, a smooth horse chestnut to pick up, or berries that stand out in the winter, daisy chains in the summer. I mean, kids love to pocket these little treasures, and it keeps us all more tuned into the changes happening around us. And it's not just something we see outside. Our bodies feel these shifts too. There's an area of science called chronobiology that studies our natural rhythms and how things like temperatures and daylight affect us. In colder months, we naturally reach for warmer, comforting foods because they help us feel cozy and boost our mood by raising serotonin. Think hot piping lasagna full of cheese and comforting calories. And then in the summer, we tend to crave lighter, refreshing foods that hydrate, gives us the calories that we need while still making us feel light and cool. Bringing this seasonal awareness indoors doesn't have to be complicated. It might just be adding a bit of seasonal decor, planning a small seasonal activity, or cooking a meal that matches that time of year. These little shifts keep us connected to nature's rhythm, adding a sense of calm and joy to our everyday lives. Idea 4, the power of micro workouts. Did you know that short bursts of physical activity can be just as effective as longer sessions for boosting mood, energy, and even overall fitness? Research from the American Journal of Health Promotion and the Journal of the American Heart Association shows that even 5 to 10 minutes of movement can improve mental clarity, reduce stress, and support heart health. Micro workouts offer a simple way to weave physical activity into our day, especially when finding a full hour feels impossible. In my current season of life, long workouts just are not realistic. I definitely miss my 45-minute runs and those 90-minute Pilates classes, but I've realized that skipping exercise altogether just because I don't have that big block of time isn't worth it. So instead, I've been learning to find movement in the moments that are available. On the days when I'm planning for micro workouts, I set myself up by wearing workout clothes from the morning until about midday. And this way I can jump into a quick 15-minute session before the day starts and then squeeze in another 15 minutes when my kids are playing. And I'll set myself up right there in the playroom with them and just do the workout on the playmat. And when my toddler goes down for a nap, I might even fit in an extra 10 minutes. And by lunchtime, I've gathered around 40 minutes of movement and I'm ready to enjoy all the endorphins, put on my mum uniform, and then I'm recharged and ready to carry through the rest of the day. And I'd encourage you to take a moment to think about what movement could look like for you in this season of your life. It doesn't need to be all or nothing. It's not about hitting the gym for an hour if that doesn't fit. Maybe it's a quick walk around the block, maybe a dance party in the kitchen with your kids, or stretching while you watch a show in the evening. Whatever feels realistic and energizing for you. Give yourself permission to let it be enough, knowing that it all adds up and benefits your mind and body. Idea number 5, embrace decluttering as a form of self-help. For me, decluttering is more than just tidying up. There's something deeply satisfying about knowing that an area of my home has fewer well-organized items. I mean, that didn't make sense. I feel like this lightness is almost visceral for me. It's like letting go of a mental weight I didn't even know was there. Sometimes it feels like the clutter from one messy drawer or shelf lingers with me until it's sorted, and then I can finally breathe and feel a little easier. And it turns out there's a science behind this feeling. Research shows that a clutter-free environment can reduce stress and improve focus. A study from Princeton University found that physical clutter competes for our attention, which can increase stress and make it harder to concentrate. In a busy household, this couldn't feel more true. Growing up, my mum was big on decluttering. I mean, sometimes brutal. A lot of my childhood memorabilia did not make it through. And for years, I kind of followed the same pattern. I really was one of the first people who bought that book about bringing joy when you declutter. I regularly gave things away, passed them along, and felt good about it. But recently, I noticed some of the items I'd let go of, I've actually missed. Just because I didn't need something at the time didn't mean it wouldn't bring me joy or value later. That realization helped me approach decluttering with a bit more flexibility. Now, I still declutter regularly, but I keep a few storage boxes in the attic for things I'm not ready to part with. My donation pile is smaller, and because I'm more intentional, I find myself buying less overall. If decluttering feels like a big task or brings up mixed feelings, I'd encourage you to find a way that feels right for you. Maybe that's starting with just one area or giving yourself permission to keep a few things you're not sure about yet. It could mean organizing the space you're using the most, or even setting a timer for just 15 minutes to ease into it. Remember, decluttering doesn't need to be all or nothing, and it's not about perfection. It's about creating a space that feels good for you, a space that brings you a sense of peace, where you can feel a little lighter and more present with what truly matters. Idea number 6, create an evening ritual for better sleep. My evening ritual is less about having the perfect routine and more about creating comfort. A comforting wind down that works for me in this season. Studies show that a consistent evening ritual can support sleep quality, and the National Sleep Foundation highlights it as an important way to boost mental and physical health. But my routine isn't picture perfect, and that's okay. It's simply what feels grounding and realistic right now. For me, my evening routine is also about sharing that end of day quiet with my husband. I find a lot of comfort in getting ready for bed together, just the two of us side by side. I get I get FOMO when he does the bed routine without me. Once I'm in bed, I'll start with a journal entry in my big old notebook. And my journal entries are far from perfect. Instead, they are a stream of consciousness. I write without lifting my pen until I have nothing left to say. I don't think or edit. My hand just moves. It's my way of processing the day. And this simple practice usually clears my mind. It might take me 5 minutes or it might stretch to 20, and I often fill up a couple of pages, and it just feels so satisfying. After journaling, I'll read for a little while. On days when my toddler is still soundly asleep in his room, I read like an actual book because I can have a lamp on. But if he's already cozied up next to me, I switch to my Kindle or my phone so that I can keep the room dark. This evening ritual is simple, but it's meaningful. It's adapted to the flow of my family and feels grounding, especially in those moments of quiet with my husband. At the end of the day, sharing this time reaffirms our connection. Journaling clears my mind, and reading lets me take in new ideas right before I sleep. And by the time I drift off, I feel like my cup is full. And these simple acts bring a sense of contentment and connection, and I go to bed feeling ready for whatever tomorrow brings. And so I encourage you to find what feels meaningful to you. It doesn't have to look like the picture perfect, romanticized version. Think about what truly fills your cup. Maybe for you, it's soothing skincare ritual, or knitting in peace, or having those few quiet minutes to meditate. Or maybe you love the happy chaos of being in bed with your kids and falling asleep together. Whatever it is, do what works for you. Something that brings you comfort, grounds you, and brings you joy. And there you have it. 6 small but powerful ways to bring more calm, joy, and intention to your daily life. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Just pick and choose 1 or 2 of these ideas. Think of it as a pick and mix and see how they make you feel. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What small changes have made a difference to you? Or which of these ideas do you want to try first? And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and mindful productivity, family life, and self-care. Thanks so much for watching. And until next time, take care and keep creating a life that works for you.